Hi there, this is Lee McQueen, and this video I'm creating to speak on the Green Party. I've talked about Jill Stein many times in relation to other candidates, and I've also talked about the Green Party in terms of the case of spoiling and the fact that sometimes um, there is a need to spoil an unhealthy, sick political system. And I think we're at that point. Um, we were at that point with slavery, a very sick, diseased, destructive political and economic system in North America that was driving our country into moral bankruptcy. It was a corrupting force. It was life destroying. It was culture destroying. And even to this day, there's still pain and some resentment that this actually happened in our past. And so we're at the point now, again, where just like Abraham Lincoln, who was a third party spoiler of the Republican Party, rose up to put a stop once and for all to the sick political and economic system of slavery. We are at that point because many of us have become re-enslaved through disastrous trade deals to the oligarchy that now rules her nation. Many of us have been enslaved by debt and then by wages insufficient to pay off that debt. And so we've become economic slaves, sharecroppers, serfs, indentured servants, whatever you prefer to call it. But we're in a system where you can't win, you can't break even, you can't get out of the game. It's too high to get over, too low to get under, you're stuck in the middle, and the pain is thunder. But enough about that. Michael Jackson references. We are definitely at a severe place in our economic system, our political system, where we have to accept that we are being ruled by an oligarchy. Our current president, Barack Obama, is bought and bossed by an oligarchy. So his decisions are bought and bossed by an oligarchy, and especially and including but not limited to the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and then also the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership. Britain has revolted, and it may be time that we kind of consider something similar here on our shores as well. We can either lay down for it and let it happen like we laid down for NAFTA and let that happen, and then watched our industry disappear, our tax base disappear. We can lay down and let this Trans-Pacific Partnership, the TPP, and then the TTIP happen, or we can do something about it. It may be time to spoil a sick, destructive political and economic system that is crushing down the middle class and the blue-collar class and the working class to the benefit of the wealthy elite. It may be that time. And so that's why I wanted to talk about the Green Party. The Green Party may be what saves our republic. Just like the Republican Party rose and saved the North American republic from itself, we may need a third party to save us from ourselves. And so I'm talking about the Green Party, and I'll say a little bit more about it, and I'll leave links in the description, of course. You can go to www.gp.org if you want to learn more. But I'll give a brief history. The Green Party was formed in 1984, and the first state to join was Alaska. And so the state now has recognition as a national political party by the Federal Election Commission, and that's ever since 2001. And so Green Party political candidates have mostly won elections at the state and local level. Basically, state senators, state representatives, the occasional mayoral candidate, people in municipal, county, city, state level down ballot candidates have been green. For instance, Arkansas has had 2 Greens in their state and local houses, and then Maine and California as well. We do have Greens on the ballot currently that are running as senators. Let me see if I can find some major ones. The 2016 elections, you've got about 5 U.S. Senate candidates who are Greens, and then 26 congressional candidates. And I've name checked one in particular, Aaron McQueen, and I focused on him because he's in Colorado, and he's running opposite a Democrat and a Republican who seem very flexible on the concept of fracking, which is a dangerous practice, dangerous to our environment in terms of poisoning our drinking water and causing earthquakes, seismic reactions. It's a very destructive form of energy harvesting. And then also, he's against the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which is a disastrous, poisonous trade deal. So on those 2 issues, I endorsed Aaron McQueen, and I really hope he wins. They're doing the primary vote tomorrow, as a matter of fact, from the time of this recording, on June 28th. So Tuesday, they'll be voting in Colorado. And I hope Aaron McQueen prevails. The Democrat and the Republican both support fracking and the trade deal. And so that's, a matter of concern. But anyway, back to the Green Party. They have like 10 key values that they consider key as a matter of defining themselves. 1 is grassroots democracy. 2 is social justice and equal opportunity. 3 is ecological wisdom. 4 is nonviolence. 5, decentralization. 6 is community-based economics. 7 is feminism and gender equity. 8 is respect for diversity. 9 is personal and global responsibility. And 10 is future focus and sustainability. So those values cover quite a lot of the issues that we've seen discussed already this primary season among the Democrat and Republican and the Libertarian parties, as well as the Greens. Let's see. So now I'm going to talk about the ballot access. Greens are currently on the ballot in 21 states. It was 20 states earlier this year, but they very recently turned Nevada green, and more states are on the verge of being flipped. As a matter of fact, tonight, which is June 27th, this evening, midnight, this afternoon. I said midnight, but earlier this afternoon, the Green Party is attempting to flip the state of Illinois. Illinois requires a sizable number of signatures. So the Green Party has been successful in getting the baseline of signatures needed, but they're also trying to double the baseline because there are people who are interested in them not being on the ballot. And so they have to go over the required number of signatures in order to get sufficient ones considered valid. And so it looked like to me that they were very nearly, because we get updated by email, I sign up for their news, that they were very nearly ready to meet that goal and then drive them down to Springfield, Illinois, and turn them in and try to flip Illinois green. I will say this: if you are not currently in a state that has green on the ballot, and I'll put the link in the description of where you can go check the little map that they have showing where green is already on the ballot and where they're trying to flip green. For instance, they're working in Georgia as well. They have to get like 7,500 signatures in Georgia which they can probably pick up in Atlanta alone, but I'm sure they're not going to just risk that. They're going to go all over the state as much as they can do. They're trying to flip Georgia. So many states, as many states as possible. And I think the goal is to get at least is 47 and maybe even more. You know, who knows what'll happen. I do know that the miserableness of our two major party candidates, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, is the premier driving force for the Green Party, Jill Stein, and then also the Libertarian Party. The major party candidates are just so miserable, so horrific, so awful and terrible at what they do, that it's just become necessary to have third party candidates available for voting. And so that's what's been happening. Okay. So the Green Party is saying that there are many different ways that someone can volunteer. If you're interested in knowing what their platform is, what their issues are, what their values are, if you want to learn more about Jill Stein, you can just go right to the Green Party website and learn a whole bunch. You can also go to Jill Stein's website, which is jill2016.org. But say you're at loose ends, you already know that you're interested in the Green Party, you feel that your values don't fit with the Republican Party or the Democrat Party under the leadership of Hillary Clinton. And perhaps your values fit with Bernie Sanders, his wing of the Democrat Party, rather than that with Hillary Clinton. Okay, so there's still a little bit less than a month to go until the Democrat National Convention. We don't know for sure that Hillary Clinton is actually going to win. She seems pretty sure, but we're not sure. And so there is a waiting period to get the final result, to see what the superdelegates are going to do, to see what the FBI is going to do, the Department of Justice, etc. If Hillary Clinton will be actually available to accept nomination, if and when and unless and until the superdelegates actually do cast a vote for her, because they may not. So it may be Bernie Sanders or it may be Hillary Clinton at the head of the Democrat Party. If between now and then there's a waiting period, if you're at loose ends and you want something to do, you want to help, you can volunteer to assist the Green Party. And there's several different ways. You can make phone calls for the Green Party. You can promote Green Party values on social media. You can be an intern for the Green Party. You can help them fundraise. You can circulate petitions for them. The Ballot Access campaigns. You can do graphic design and web design for the Green Party. You can do research. And so you can sign up for all these options at the Green Party website. And just send your information in. I'm sure someone will contact you. But it's a way to stay active and engaged and hopeful and positive, progressive values while issues with the Democrat Party are being settled. And while that's happening, we can assist the Green Party to become stronger. And so these are ideas that I think many people are already doing, actually. Let's see. So I think I covered everything from there. There was just something else that I wanted to talk about real quick, and that's the Green Party Convention. The Green Party Convention is going to be in Houston this year. It's going to be at the University of, let's see, the University of, I think it's, University of Houston in Texas. I wanted to make sure it wasn't the University of Texas. So it's the University of Houston in Texas. And so they're saying that if you want to plan ahead, if you want to attend the Green Party National Convention in Houston, now is a good time to set up your reservation. Let's see, it's a little bit more over a month away. The actual presidential nominating convention in Houston is August 4th through 7th. And so that weekend they're going to feature workshops on policy and issues. how to build the Green Party, and more. They'll select the presidential candidate, and it's most likely going to be Jill Stein. There's opportunities to network from Greens from other countries at the international reception. And so you can make your plans to attend that meeting now. You can register from now until actually the time when the meeting starts at let's see, www.gp.org/PNC 2016, and I'll have that link in the description too. But if you want to get housing and food at the university where the meeting actually takes place, you can go ahead and register by July 1st. That's the deadline to register for housing and food. You can register for the convention all the way up until the convention starts, but if you want to register for housing and food, you have to order online by July 1st. And that's so they can just know, how to plan for housing and things like that. Let's see. And there's just going to be a lot of podcasting and marches and meetings and things like that, and a lot of talk of revolution and maybe some actual revolution. And so these are just some things to think about while we're trying to figure out what's going on at the Democrat National Convention. I know many people are planning to go to Philadelphia for the Democrat National Convention, which is July 25th through 28th, and there's going to be a lot of things going on. If you make that meeting, there'll likely be Greens there ready to, discuss issues. And then if you also want to attend the Green Party National Convention, you can attend that the following weekend in Houston. So there's going to be a lot going on at the end of July and the beginning of August. But until then, it's possible to stay busy and to find ways to help other progressives. There's been so much talk about how to move forward, even while Bernie Sanders is somewhat confined inside the Democrat Party. That's not the only place that you find progressives. Progressives are independent, unaffiliated. Some of them are libertarians on the issues, and then quite a lot of them are Greens. You'll find them in the Socialist Party, the Working Families Party. So progressives are all around you. If you believe in progressive causes, you can kind of get in where you fit in. And if you feel you fit in with the Greens, you want to explore them a little bit more, there's opportunities all this summer to do that. Best wishes.